man. So, hey man, tell me something. Tell me something, cause y'all just about to turn on this camera. The clown, the city of Atlanta, the people that's in control of things, you feel me? The ones that's the leadership out there, because what the hell are y'all doing? This is not in line with the message that y'all been trying to push for the past 4 years, these wild criminal cases, to then come and reward somebody that was loosely a part of one of the highest profile murders in the city in hip hop in the past 5 years or so. NBA YoungBoy with a key to the city was wild as hell to me. Nah, I ain't hating. So many people get keys to the cities all around, man. So it's a thing, but what qualifies you, dog? What qualifies you at all? But all right, so NBA YoungBoy performed in Atlanta last night. He performed in Atlanta. This Lil Durk is currently locked up for being accused for conspiring to kill Quando Rondo, but actually killed Quando Rondo's homie Lil Pab, his cousin, homie, one of the two, all right? And they were targeted because King Von was actually killed in Atlanta, killed by Quando Rondo's homie Lil Temp because of a beef stemming between King Von and NBA YoungBoy. Quando Rondo was caught up in the middle of it. King Von actually spotted him and seen him and attacked him, started beating his ass, and Lil Temp, to defend his homeboy, shot and allegedly killed King Von. People are saying it wasn't Lil Tim and there was some police officers. I don't know, but they are celebrating the body regardless, all right? So last night they performed this song, I Hate YoungBoy, for the first time. This first time on his tour, performing this song towards Lil Durk, King Von, of course, celebrating the murder, the body, and also some more people in Atlanta like Lil Baby, Gucci Mane, and some other folks, King Von's sister Kayla. Like, they were just having an amazing swell time and people was enjoying it. And while at this show, they gave them a key to the city. Now, as you guys see in the title, the official mayor's office put out a letter saying that they did not approve this key to the city. We're gonna get to that, but first let's get to what actually happened that night. All right, someone says, first of all, why the F is YoungBoy getting the key to the city of Atlanta? He ain't never did shit for us. Someone said his organization helped defeat a known serial killer and domestic terrorists. Hey, y'all niggas is wild, boy. But all right, so here's a little bit of what was going on, bro.
We have State Rep Inga Willis. We have Floyd County Commissioner Mr. Mark Arrington. And we have Floyd County Probate Judge, Judge Kenya Johnson. And they got something special for our young brother right here.
How are you, my young brother? We want to thank you and let you know that we see you. We appreciate you, not just for everything that you've done in the community, but for everything that you're about to do. We want you to know that we recognize the power that you possess and that you can assist us with helping our community eliminate gun violence in our schools.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If these one of your family members, I'm sorry, but they look like some idiots up there, bro. Cause this is like they giving him an award for winning the war or some shit, bro. That's what it looks like. The optics is like, okay, you the last man standing in this war. King Von dead, Lil Durk in jail, Quando Rondo in jail as well. You get the award for winning the war. And the battle was actually fought here in Atlanta. Here you go, your key. That shit look crazy, goddamn. This shit is insane. This shit is insane. These idiots. But NBA YoungBoy went up there to speak about this award. Listen, see what we gotta say. And I ain't never heard this one. I gotta hear this with y'all. Let's see.
I really appreciate you for that. And by y'all doing this for me, I wanna say something, cause I wanna be honest with y'all. No, I don't tell guys no more. And my lyrics, I haven't cleaned my lyrics up. They still kinda horrible, very violent. But I'm aiming to do the right thing. I'm on the right track. It ain't really never gonna stop me or get in my way. I'm talking about, and I'm here, ain't nothing gonna get in between us. So I just wanted to be honest with you. But I really appreciate this. So the next step is fixing my lyrics. The guns, they've been out my way. I'm protected, but I don't really talk, I don't really keep it in my hand like that. And I think you should keep it that way too on some real nigga shit, my friend. I'ma let you finish now.
We honor you on behalf of the great state of Georgia for everything that you are and the man that we are witnessing you become. We honor you from the county of Fulton County, from Commissioner Martin Arrington. And this is your probate judge, Judge Kenya Johnson.
They got a judge up there. But hey man, I'ma say this though, but at least he keeping it G about his lyrics. He keeping it honest about his lyrics, and he say he's still violent. If y'all didn't understand, he's saying his lyrics are still violent. At least he don't tote guns no more. He not on that type of timing, but he gotta take the next step to clean up the lyrics. Will he do it? I don't know, but listen, I'll take him at his word. We'll see it when we believe. We'll believe when we see it, but that's just that right there. All right, so those folks that's standing up next to him, all right? Now, this letter came out, said the city of Atlanta put this out right here. The city of Atlanta would like to clarify recent reports regarding a presentation to Grammy-nominated multi-platinum selling recording artist NBA YoungBoy. While we respect all individuals and agencies who chose to recognize cultural or community impact, the city of Atlanta and the mayor's office of film, entertainment, and nightlife were not involved in this presentation. This recognition was made by representatives of Fulton County and the state of Georgia. To be even clearer, the city of Atlanta has not provided a key to the city in a very long time, and currently does not issue this commendation. We do hope everyone enjoyed the concert. This statement is issued simply to ensure accuracy and transparency surrounding public information. So the city of Atlanta said, I don't know what they gave him, but that shit can't open this door. Hell no. Tell us something. Tell us something. I wonder what Fanny got to say about this shit. Someone said Atlanta didn't give YB the key. Georgia did. Even better. That's what it sound like. That's what it sound like after I read the full statement. But Lil Durk was getting keys and shit too. That's why I said like it's no hating shit. I like Lil Durk music. I'm a very casual listener of NBA YoungBoy. Some songs I like, sometimes I don't like all the songs. It's just so much. It's just so much damn music. But I think all that shit is crazy for a city that's trying to uphold a certain standard. And then to go ahead and give love recognition to niggas that's like providing the music or soundtrack to some people who terrorizing your city. That shit sound crazy to me. But yeah, let's keep it pushing though. So I did see this. I don't know if this is true, but people were saying that Lil Baby liked a picture or a post of NBA YoungBoy. I tried to go check and verify. There you go, Lil Baby right there. So I guess he did actually like the post. Okay, that's interesting. Now what makes it really interesting is Lil Baby. Y'all know he was featured with Lil Durk. He did a whole album with him, did a whole project with Lil Durk. So they cool, they locked in to a degree. But liking that photo, whatever he liked, it didn't matter. Last night, NBA YoungBoy performed the song I Hate YoungBoy that this Lil Durk, King Von, Gucci Mane, and Lil Baby performed it in his own city. Alright? And if he wanted to omit lyrics, he could have, because he omitted lyrics that diss Boosie. So yeah, it's still up there, or still some animosity from NBA YoungBoy to Lil Baby. I think, I don't know, I'm speculating based on if the nigga gonna diss him in his city at the show. You could have took them lyrics out if he was still cool with him, or if he rock with him, whatever, I don't know. But now King Von baby mama Kima, she said when Durk get out, stay all bitch ass on that side. So I don't know who she's referring to. But that's what she's saying, alright? Now speaking of Lil Durk getting out, man, I haven't been keeping y'all up to date with this case, but let's go ahead and do a little reaction, because there's a lot of things going on. I'm hearing that they saying, as y'all know, we talked about the cases going on earlier, but there's more things that they're trying to, you know, accuse Durk of doing, including putting a hit out on O Block members for not sliding for Von. Shit sound crazy. Let's see if they touch on that.
So authorities are now requesting an anonymous jury after alleged threats against a judge and prosecutor. Prosecutors say the rapper tried to destroy an Apple Watch in jail to cover his tracks, and he's now being accused of allegedly taking out hits on his own O Block associates. With his trial currently set for January, the stakes couldn't be higher. We are going to break down all the latest updates in this case with a former federal prosecutor. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, the Lil Durk case just took another wild turn, maybe series of turns is the best way to explain it. So federal prosecutors are now saying that the Chicago rapper, A, ordered hits on his own O Block associates for failing to retaliate after the death of a fellow artist, King Von. They are pushing for an anonymous jury, claiming that threats have already been made against both the judge and a prosecutor. and you add in the fact that Durk was allegedly caught with an Apple Watch in jail and tried to destroy it. So this case is now spiraling, right? Durk's team is doubling down with yet another motion to dismiss. That is where we left off. Things have escalated. We got a lot of developments to talk about. I want to bring on friend of the show, former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani. Nima, thank you so much for taking the time. Always love having you on here. Okay, let's start here from big picture of the case. How common is it for someone to face federal charges for ordering a hit, ordering an assassination, right? Even if they didn't pull the trigger themselves. Is it common?
Jesse, always good being on. It's usually not common. Usually they'll throw that in with the actual murder or some sort of RICO charge. But here, the feds apparently believe that Lil Durk is the one who's the shot caller, even though he's not pulling the trigger. We do see these murder for hire cases stateside more, but the feds are really interested in this case for some reason, maybe because of who Lil Durk is.
Do you think that there's strong evidence that he directed this in some way, was funding it in some way, was the mastermind behind it in some way?
I think there's evidence. Is it a lock? Not necessarily. A lot of these federal cases, as you know, by the time they go to the grand jury and get an indictment, Jesse, it's a done deal, right? I mean, it's just a matter of whether they're going to plead or be convicted at trial. But here, it's a little bit more attenuated. Obviously, we'll see what evidence comes out. Look, you're relying on cooperator testimony. You and I have talked about it a lot, right?
I'm sorry, but just to remind y'all, this is a prosecutor speaking. So usually he'll be speaking from the perspective of the federal government or the states when talking about a case. So he's basically saying, but based on what we're saying right now, I'm hearing the evidence ain't that strong. What y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below.
Those are people that are often criminals. You got to corroborate that. Now, they have text messages, but some of them are pretty cryptic. And, to the extent that Lil Durk's credit card was used for ski masks, hotels, and so forth, that's certainly enough. But for the conspiracy, for the solicitation, you usually need something more than, just some credit card charges.
And it leads into something the defense is doing, where they're challenging this indictment. My understanding is saying it's impermissibly vague. What does that mean to you? Is that a common defense? Does it usually work?
Jesse, it's not a common defense at all. And usually it doesn't work because really the remedy is for the prosecution to cure and be more specific in the indictment. When you're talking about a conspiracy, when you're talking about solicitation, you really need to identify those overt acts and furtherance of the conspiracy, the evidence of the solicitation for the murder for hire. And in this particular case, I think the defense's theory really is the best defense is a good offense. They're trying to file these motions, not because they necessarily think the indictment's actually going to be dismissed, but to put the prosecution on its heels a bit.
And the pendulum swinging, right? Because now let's talk about what the feds are doing. This is the new allegations. This is what I wanted to bring you on for. So the feds have allegedly quietly introduced this new explosive claim into Durk's legal case, that he didn't just order a hit on Quando Rondo, that he also put out hits on members of his own O-Block crew, who apparently failed to retaliate after King Von's 2020 death. This was a friend of his. That's according to reporting from Hot New Hip Hop, The Source. According to those reports, federal prosecutors, they plan to present testimony from a witness who claims that Durk personally gave those orders to O-Block associates. Now, this new theory, it frames this case even more broadly. So not just a revenge plot, but kind of like this possible internal purge, an effort to maintain control, demand loyalty, punish dissent within his own inner circle. Now, that being said, none of these additional claims have yet led to new formal charges against him. But Nima, let's talk about it. Can you explain what it means legally?
First, before we get to that, from what I'm hearing, the person that they said Lil Durk put the hit out on or whatever, after that news came out, this person's name is Richo Lamron 300, and he says free Smirk. But I am hearing some things about Munna Duke as well. I know Munna Duke passed away, but I'm hearing some things about Munna Duke as well.
If prosecutors allege that Durk ordered hits on his own associates, even if no new charges have been filed as of yet?
So Jesse, there's a couple reasons why you want to do this. Sometimes the feds will pile on to try to gain leverage and to force some sort of plea. But in this particular case, is probably to try to dirty him up. If you remember, the 80s movies where the villain turns on his own crew, really, that's something that jurors are not going to like. Now, look, I'm not saying this is substantiated, but it may be part of the bigger story here. This wasn't just a hit on Rondo, right? With Robinson being the innocent target. This was, like you said, a purge. Durk was upset because his own crew didn't avenge the Vaughn death. So he wanted to kill even members of his own inner circle. Again, not saying that the prosecution can prove it, but if they can, I don't think jurors are going to like Lil Durk at all.
And by the way, just to be clear, Rondo has not been, charged or connected to the death of Vaughn, but it is interesting what this theory is. I do want to make it clear that what is coming out right now is prosecutors seem to say they plan to present witness testimony that Durk gave these orders. If that's the case, how credible are they, especially if they're testifying in this trial in federal court?
Yeah, I'm kind of shaking my head, and this is me personally, Jesse. And like, I prosecuted, cartels, organized crime. I really don't like to rely exclusively on the testimony of cooperators, right? Look, they're always going to get torn up on cross-examination, that they have an axe to grind, they're disgruntled, they're lying to save themselves. It's fine if you have corroborating testimony, right? So maybe they have text messages again. The messages seem a little bit cryptic to me. So you got to be really careful when you're just relying on cooperator testimony. You got to buttress it with something more. And the last thing you want to do in these types of cases, and we've seen them, like YSL, when you overcharge, it adds confusion, the case drags out, and you end up getting nothing as well. So hopefully the prosecution is going to bring some evidence here to substantiate what they're alleging.
All right, so this is what I was hearing about Money Duke. Money Duke is someone who from O Block who has eventually passed away since that point. But this is what they had. They said Lil Durk is accused by the feds of having wanted to kill members of O Block, particularly Money Duke, because they were doing nothing to avenge King Von. It's an informant who confirmed that to the feds, explaining that Booney Mo and he then bought a car with Durk's money to catch the first one he saw at O Block and light him up. So it says evidence that the defendant, Banks, and other individuals involved in the murder of SR sought to exact revenge on another individual, another rival of defendant Banks at defendant Banks' direction. Specifically in April 2023, the text messages by and between defendant Banks and OTF members, including defendant DeAndre Wilson, Antonio Jones, aka Booney Mo, and prosecutor witness 1 show defendant Banks' feud with O Block member Money Duke over defendant Banks' belief that O Block members were not properly retaliating for Bennett's death. In a thread, defendant Banks states, "I'm finna pipe it up," to which Booney Mo responds, "Blood is green," emoji of car and green light. Getting shit together now, no phones. As set forth in Cooperator Discovery produced to you, the government expects prosecutor witness will testify that in response to the defendant's Banks' direction to exact revenge on O Block members, prosecutors witness 1 and Booney Mo purchased a vehicle with funds from defendant Banks to travel to O Block and kill whatever O Block members they could find. Prosecutors witness 1 is also expected to testify that prosecutors witness would have been expected to be paid by defendant Banks for anyone that the conspirators killed, but that the conspirators did not go through with the plan because of police presence in O Block. So this is the other person right here, evidence that defendants Banks and other OTF members involved in the murder of SR discussed violence against another rival of defendant Banks at defendant's Banks' direction. Specifically in April 2023 text message thread between defendant Banks, defendant Wilson, Booney Mo, and Devontae Collier, aka Zoo, wherein defendant Banks sends a screenshot of an Instagram message he sent to Richard Ramsey that says, "I got them hunting you up, ass better have 3 ski masks on." Okay. And once again, this is a picture of dude and Durk right here. And they must have got cool because this is how Durk had his locks close around the time he went to jail. But man, listen, I'm gonna stop it right there, bro. This shit all crazy. We'll see how all this stuff progresses. I'll try my best to stay updated with this, dog. But y'all let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.